Yes, guys, how we doing? Let's I've just forgotten actually. Let's have a little track at the start. There we go. Wait for people to join, guys. If you're just joining, good morning. Going to be session 3 on and final session on how to stop procrastinating and creating stress. I want to hit that home again, the language there, because we all have to remember that, okay? I didn't say how to stop feeling so stressed. I didn't say how to stop getting stressed. I didn't say how to stop feeling stressed. I didn't say how to stop getting stressed. I didn't say how to stop feeling so stressed out or getting so stressed out. It's very clear in the title of these last 3 videos. Okay? How to stop procrastinating and creating stress. And the sooner, myself included, every single one of us gets our head round the fact that stress is created, the easier it will become to deal with it and move forward. Still never easy, but it is easier. So I'm just going to allow people to join because they're probably a little bit shocked that I'm on time for once. Yeah, as I said, not feeling great at all today. Nor's Nat, Nor's Logan, Nor's her mum. That's why that live video was a bit whack this morning. I've just had to shake myself, change my top, because I wanted to save my energy for this one. But it's some quite important points that were discussed there as well in terms of motivation, which I'm going to build into this video. Because there are still way too many people not taking action, and it's almost certainly not the 11 people that are currently watching this live video, okay? It's the people that are constantly sliding into the DMs with their depressed thoughts, okay? Trying to bypass their peer group, trying to stay lurking but still get their problem dealt with, okay? Privately, because they're not really doing anything, okay? There's a lot of that going on at the moment. And if you're watching this on replay, and that's you, that's what you need to change, okay? Everyone who's watching now, Peter Sholly, Sarah Kerrigan, Melissa Hall, Roxanne Bingham, Michelle Wrigley, Edie Booth, Matt Bingham, why are they smashing it? They're here. If they're not here, they're watching on replay, doing the journals, doing the evening reviews, they're being accountable, they're part of the group. They're not trying to be a lone wolf, trying to just slide into my DMs every day, okay? And that is what you need to change, without a shadow of a doubt. Which is what I'm going to start this coaching with, and I'm going to keep on ramming this down until it becomes normal to people and they start doing it. Because again, you guys have to understand, I only learn from my own personal development and my own mistakes, and that's what I re-coach, okay? So I've got called out by Paul, like, you're clearly smashing it, but why does no one know who you are? Why aren't you in the group? Why are you paying to be in a peer group and you're not standing up? Okay, you're still being a lone wolf. You're still lurking. The more you get to know these other guys, and that might be exactly what you're experiencing now. Okay, I do everything by the book with Paul. Okay, I do my journals, I do my reviews, I do my updates, I do my wins, I do everything. Okay, I watch all the videos, I log them all, but I've been really quiet. Okay, like some of you guys might be, and it's just that it hit home with me, okay? And the more I now start to come out of my shell and get to know people that are in exactly, Melissa, because you're here, because you're doing the work, okay? And this is what I've said to a couple of people this morning. It's like you're getting 4 hours worth of epic mindset coaching, if I do say so myself, per week, okay? But listen, okay? But you can, it is Stacey Danielle, yeah, it's not easy. But you can write me a message that's that long on PT Hub about how screwed your mindset is and how you're not feeling like this and how you're not feeling like that and all these things, yet you've not watched even one of the videos, okay? That's why I get triggered and that's why I get angry, because what people are expecting to do is, and Stacey, it's not always about the don't want to fill the groups with random silly posts, so get worried and don't post. Okay, you shouldn't be posting anyway, guys. I'm going to approve very few posts in this group because I'm protective over it and I don't want it to get messy. Okay, I'm not so much talking about that, safe Daniel. I'm talking about being on these lives. I'm talking about doing the evening review. I'm talking about doing the journal. I'm talking about being on the WAMs or catching up on the WAMs. That's it, okay? You don't have to do any individual post. In fact, most of them, all memes moving forward now, I'm not approving to this group because it's just making it too messy, okay? You can put them in the accountability group. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about standing up and doing the basics and acknowledging to your peer group that you've done them, okay? And, you know, some people are doing things in private and getting it done, and it's great, and that's okay. Personally, Paul won't allow me to do that, but if that's working for you and that's okay, we're all different as coaches, and personally, I'm okay with that. Okay. What I'm not okay with is chapter and verse about how you don't want to feel and how unhappy you are and how this is going wrong and how that's going wrong and how basically everything that you are describing is the fact that your mindset is. So this is, I'm not talking to anyone who's watching now, okay, because you're watching. It purely means it's not you. But the people that are doing this, it's because your mindset and your mental health currently is fucked. Okay, it's all over the shop. You're not in control. You're not in control of your thoughts. You're not in control of your feelings. Okay, you're not feeling positively. Everything's all only set into negative. But rather than watching the coaching that's delivered every day, okay, and putting the work in and starting to take action by watching and consuming the coaching that you have paid for in order to sort this problem that you are currently suffering with, all you want to do is message the problem, okay? Some of the messages you could have watched a full video. Some of the messages you've written on how overwhelmed you are, you could have, in the same time, watched a full video on eradicating overwhelm, okay? But you're not, because you're hiding. Okay, you're not doing the training, you're not doing the coaching. It's exactly the same, guys, as expecting to build muscle and not going to the gym. Okay, you're not going to improve your mindset. You're not going to start to feel more positively, more focused, gain clarity, have better strategies. Okay, improve your mental health, stop having depressed thoughts, start feeling more positively, okay? Quieten down the voices inside, quieten down the anxiety. That is not going to happen without doing the training, okay? That's not going to happen on fucking WhatsApp whinging to your mate. That's not going to happen by sliding into the PT Hub DMs with chapter and verse about how everything's not great, okay? You have to do the action, you have to do the work. And I'm going to get real hard on this over the next few weeks because it's affecting my energy, okay? We're working on this level of coaching to deliver, and you can't not do the work, okay? You can't not do the work, watch the videos, and then complain about your mindset all the time. Pure and simple. Because you have a problem, you're being given the solution, you're not doing the solution, and then you're still moaning about the problem, okay? That's insanity. That's doing the same things over and over again, getting the same results and not making any changes. In fact, it's even worse than that because you come to someone with a problem, they've given you the solution, you ignore it and you're not doing the solution and you keep wanting to talk about the problem in the back door, just like that. Think about it. Came to Lee because I had this problem. He's given me this massive solution, okay? I ignore the solution. I'm not doing anything. I've not done anything that was asked of me from day one. I'm not journaling. I'm not doing the morning review. I'm not doing the evening review. I'm not tracking my food. And I'm going to go all the way around here and I'm going to slide into PT Hub or emails and just constantly focus on how I don't want to feel, how shit my life is, how bad everything is, and how I've not actually done anything to try and help it, but I just want to talk about it, okay? You have to change that. You have to change that, pure and simple, okay? Um, I'm probably not as confident at this level of coaching yet as I will become. Um, but I learn a lot, okay, and I learn a lot from Paul. He won't even allow that, and he's world class UK 2 times Master Coach of the Year. Okay, anyone says anything that's not about the action and the progress that you can take to make change, shut down in seconds. Okay, I'm a little bit softer, and I never want to upset anyone, so I kind of will get drawn into it sometimes, and then get into just problem discussing. And we all have to realise that. Okay, problem discussing doesn't solve anything. Feeling discussing doesn't solve anything. Okay? Let's all focus as a team, collectively, me included, on the solutions. The solutions and taking the action and the work towards doing them. Okay? Because that's when the problem gets solved. But as I said, and I'm going to recap again, okay? You're here. Get involved. Do the work. Stop playing lone wolf. Because so many people are here. They're really unhappy with their physical and their mental health and their appearance. But they're doing nothing. Okay, you joined up because you thought this was the answer, as I said the other day, and it is. But not if you don't do the work. Okay, and as I said yesterday, I'm going to recap it quickly. Your peer group define you. You're in an epic one. But if you're not standing up and being accountable, you might as well not be here. In fact, you might as well just leave this group. If you're not doing the evening review, the morning review, tracking your steps, accountability group, watching these trainings, haven't introduced yourself, and all these things that are provided for you in terms of support, why don't you just leave? Think about it. It's like, seriously, obviously I don't want you to, but I want that to be a mental thing. There's no point in you being here. It's like going to a gym and just standing in the middle of a gym, having paid your membership, and just looking at the walls. And you've got all these things that are provided for you. You've got your nutrition plan, you've got PT Hub, you've got MyFitnessPal, you've got daily mindset coaching, you've got the mindset video, you've got all this stuff to help you look and feel better and achieve your dreams, and yet you're doing nothing apart from complaining about how you don't want to feel. Okay, you've got to change that. Okay, and it is procrastination, and that's why I've delivered these 3 videos. Okay, so we discussed stop putting the wrong things in eyes, ears, and mouth. I'm not going to go over that too much more, but I do like to recap the day before. Using the planner. Okay, if you're not using the planner, start using the planner today. Okay, if not, you're a twerp, because it will change your life, especially if you're not feeling great. Okay, make sure we replace the bad things with the good things. Okay, so upgrade your peer group, listen to motivational podcasts. Okay, read books, do these trainings, be accountable, turn up to the WAM. Okay, and get rid of the other stuff. Do free courses, study, look at changing your career. Don't moan about your job and not do nothing. Okay, and again, Fran, if you're still watching, I totally respect and appreciate what you said the other day when you said about how much work was getting you down, and said, have you considered a different career? Of course it's not that easy. It took me 3 years, okay, to leave Plug. 3 years of not wanting to be there, because I very much just focused on what I had to lose rather than what I had to gain. I totally appreciate what you said. It was the same reasons for me: financial, breadwinner, need to pay the bills, got a company car, got a laptop, got a phone, got bonuses, got a regular wage, got a mortgage to pay, all of that. Okay, but again, for all of you, if twerp rhymes with burp, if you're struggling with work and it's the hardest thing that's getting you down, then you need a 1, 2, 3 year plan to change that. Because again, moaning about work and using it as your crux for why everything's wrong, the reason why you drink, the reason why you don't exercise, the reason why you're stressed, the reason why you're angry all the time. Okay, again, that isn't the solution. Okay, that's a rumble strip. That's an awakener. Okay, that was me. I hate my fucking job and everyone I work with and everyone I'm surrounded by. Okay, and it had to be a long plan, because Fran's exactly right. It's not as easy as that. Okay, you can't just go, all right, I'll quit my job and go and do something else. Totally get it. Okay, I couldn't do that. But we need to make steps towards it. Okay, and as I said, there's a free course for everything. So rather than the resounding in the unhappiness about work and about the career, okay, what can I do that's different? What can I do to change? What other options are there? Start opening our eyes up and looking out. Okay, if I leave, this was the process I had to go through. You know, every day, okay, if I leave, I'm going to lose all this stuff. Okay, I never once thought if I leave, look at what I have to gain. Okay, I never thought about my life now. I never saw it like that. I never thought about being self-employed. All I focused on was losing the car, losing the steady wage, losing the bonuses, losing the phone, losing the laptop, lack of self-belief. Can I make it on my own? Will I be able to pay the bills? Yada, yada, yada. Never thought about having more impact, having more freedom, having more money, controlling my own hours, controlling my own study. No one can ever tell me what to do. Okay. And that's again a thing to go through. So, start putting the right things in. And start taking the right things out. Use your planner. It asks you the right questions. Okay. Start feeding your mind the correct information diet. I'm going to start hardballing anyone who is really pushing home mental health issues. Okay. By mental health, I completely mean the entire spectrum. Okay. So just from feeling right a bit down in the dumps right through to suicidal and everywhere in between. Okay, that is mental health for me. But anyone who is struggling mentally, as I know a lot of you are by your messages, but that isn't ever doing any of these videos or the mindset course or comment on them or doing the morning journal or doing the evening review or turning up on the wham, you're going to start getting it hardball because me wrapping you in cotton wool, it's not helping at all, not helping whatsoever. Okay, so next we talked about getting the false beliefs out. Okay, you can't change the past. Ladies, I think this has been massive for a lot of you, okay, in the last few days. You can't change the past, but what can you change? Okay, you can change how you see the future. Okay, that comes from not focusing on how you don't want to be and how you don't want to feel, and focusing on how you do want to be and how you do want to feel, and taking the action towards it. Okay, like I said, it's like losing weight, but for thoughts. We've got to lose the negative thoughts and replace them with positive things. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? Why am I grateful? What did I learn? And that is the ultimate solution to procrastination. Okay. We have to understand that everyone else's opinion is none of our business. Everyone's doing their best. And we can constantly change the direction of that conscious mind in order to move forward and focus on what we do want, not what we don't want. How we do want to feel, not how we don't want to feel. But you have to do it every day. Okay, it's like reps for the mind. You're not going to go and bench press once on Wednesday and have an epic world-class chest the week after. But many of you guys are watching one mindset video and expecting to be fixed. Okay? Many of you have watched the mindset videos every day for 7 days, felt better, expected to be fixed. Stopped them, gone back to square one. Okay? It's constant. Okay? It's the same as physique. You can't build a world-class arse and then you've just got it and it's yours to keep forever. You have to keep squatting, keep bridging, keep stretching your hip flexors, keep eating the right foods. Okay, you can't get shredded, get your abs out, and then you've just got abs forever. Okay, it's not Sonic the Hedgehog. You don't complete a level and then it's ticked off. Okay, we have to keep going to new levels, or at least competing at the same level to stay the same. That's the same with your mindset. Think of it as reps for the mind. Okay, but that it does come down to what we put in and what we allow ourselves to see, what we watch, and a lot of you aren't watching the right things. Okay, so we then briefly discussed the 3 things we can do that when procrastination is often when our values are misaligned and we start to believe our own bullshit. We're doing low value things that we don't value. Okay, and we're leaving the things that we do value. So number 1 was what you don't value, delegate. Number 2 was what you don't value, delete. Okay. And number two was, how can we do it differently? Okay. So I discussed this with a pro triathlete yesterday. Okay. Um, he was discussing that he's broken. Okay. He's training for an Ironman and he just says it's hell. Okay. It's beyond hell. He says, I'm miserable all the time. Um, I just hate everything about it. All I can think about is getting to the Ironman in July, completing it and being finished. So I kind of went back to him and said, well, you know, what's the outcome? What's the payoff? What's on the other side of all this pain? Um, and then he came straight back with like, it's an Ironman, mate. You don't understand. It's like the biggest accolade ever. So I said, so achieving that payoff is worth the pain. He's like, yeah, totally. I'll never do another one again. But to have done it is, yeah, insane. So that comes on to part three. How can we do it differently? Okay. So one part of doing it differently was burn the calories doing things we love: yoga, swimming, mountain biking. If you hate going to the gym, don't go to the gym. But the second part was, how can we do it differently in terms of linking low value to high value to get the job done? Okay. So think about what he's doing there. Okay. He hates the training. I hated going to the gym when I was bodybuilding, some of the time, most of the time. But because he can attach it to becoming an Ironman, which is a world-class achievement, which is going to make his world, he can get the training done, even though he doesn't like it, okay? And that's why you don't value training, but I will train because I need to stay fit for rugby, okay? That's why I could not value training, but I value my relationship and I need to make sure I take care of myself and look good. Or my younger fiance might leave me for a younger man, okay? That's why I stay in shape was for you guys, okay? Not sometimes because I love training, because I set the standard. It's what people to turn up for. So we can do it differently and do something we love, but if we can't find what we love, how can we link what we don't love to the payoff in order to get it done? Does that make sense? Drop me some comments and let me know that makes sense, okay? Before I come on to today's training. It's good, isn't it, Lee? 22-minute intro. So, yeah, but you might not have thought about it that, okay? How can I endure the pain because I know the pleasure is going to be worth it, would be another one, okay? And it's kind of linking something we don't like or something we don't value to the outcome or the result it's going to get, okay? So rather than thinking about, oh my God, I hate squatting and I hate glute bridging and I hate Bulgarian split squats, as Laura's going to find out tomorrow, I can already vision and think about how great I'm going to feel when I've got a world-class peachy ass that people can't stop looking at, and my husband can't keep his hands off, and my body confidence has gone through the roof, okay? And my jeans fit, and I feel fucking awesome all the time. How I'm going to feel my own ass because I'm that proud of it, okay? That's linking something we don't like to something that is worth going through it, okay? So that's another way to do it differently. But this is the part that's going to be life-changing. So if you're half engaged, switch the fuck on now. Because here's what the last 3 videos have all been leading up to. Yeah, absolutely, Georgina. That way or the other way around. So it could be if you look in the mirror and you feel unhappy with how you look, that outweighs doing the workout. Exactly what you said. So it's worth doing the workout to get rid of that pain and looking like that. That is another way to look at it, which is really good. What hurts more? Doing the squats or having a saggy bum? You have to weigh that up, okay? Don't want the saggy bum, you've got to do the squats. Simple as that. Pain, pleasure. But I was actually looking at it in a different way. So instead of that's a slightly more, I would say, negative way to look at it, because we're starting with a pain, and then we're thinking about the other pain, which is the pain that gets rid of one pain that takes us to pleasure. What I'm talking about is not thinking about the initial pain, as in, I don't like what looks in the mirror. What I'm thinking about is the feeling of loving what I see in the mirror. And for that reason, I'm going to do the thing that I don't really value, which is the gym, because the outcome is worth it. You're looking at the other way, so you're looking at the pain. So I don't like the way I look, so I'm willing to go to the gym in order to fix it. Okay, that is a very good way to look at it as well. I personally believe my way is better, because we're not considering the bad part, the hard part, how we don't want to look, how we don't want to feel. All we're considering is we've flipped it the other way. So we've gone to future, how I do want my butt to look. And that means that rather than just thinking, oh, I have to go to the gym, and then not going to the gym because I don't value it, I'm always linking it to the outcome. Okay. So in terms of me, I will go and do some intense HIIT. I don't know how intense it'll be actually, bearing my health. But I will do some intense HIIT at rugby training tonight and practice 100 passes, not because that's what I value, but because I want to play well on Saturday. Okay, and that includes me being sharp, being fit, being on point. So I've not thought about, not kind of said, oh, I'm not very good and I'm not happy with how I'm performing, so I'm going to do that. What I've said is, I want to do this, which is amazing. Like, I want to play awesome on Saturday. I really don't want to drive to the other side of Chesterfield to train at 7 p.m. tonight, probably in the cold, wet, and rain, and get muddy and be late home. But I'm doing it because it's linked to the outcome, okay, which will be performing well on Saturday. Does that make sense? How those two things are slightly different. They're both right, but they're slightly different. So, onwards and upwards. So, drop me a yes back, Georgina, if that makes sense. So, this is what we left yesterday's on, and this is what I want everyone to write down now, okay? Your success in life will be directly correlated to your ability to handle uncertainty, okay? This is what I wish I could screenshot some of them, because you would crease. Okay, some of you will crease and cringe even listening to this because it was you, but because I'm fairly good at sales, I managed to turn you and get you to sign up. Okay, Melissa Hall, I would almost definitely say I did this to you. I know who to do it with, which I've proved with you because you've got phenomenal results, and I know when to walk away and not do it. Okay, is what clients want when they inquire to work with me is certainty. And what causes procrastination is the need for certainty. Okay, so again, ram this into your head again. Your success in every area of your life, work, career, relationships, fat loss, building a chest, building an ass, getting the dream body you want, getting your dream house, anything at all, your success will be directly correlated to your ability to handle uncertainty. Now, what the clients say, so I'm going to use an example from the weekend. Okay, this lady inquired, and it was the usual shit. I'm going to call it that because that's what it is. What do I get? Okay, what's included? How much is it? What about this? Okay, what about that? What about if I don't like this? Oh, I've got this. Oh, I've got that. I've got this injury. I've done this before. This didn't work. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's like, sometimes it's like, it's freaking draining. Where's my phone? No, can't remember what I said, but this will be, you will all remember feeling or saying something like this. Okay. So she basically, what she'd done is she lined up. She used mental health. She used being a shit cook. She used not being able to use a mobile phone properly. She used being a fussy eater. She used not having a car, not being able to drive. She basically went reason to fail, 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 reason to fail. Okay, while smoke screening it with an absolute metric F ton of questions. Let me find it. Here we go. Um, so I replied straight away. Okay, I'll just let her go on and on and on and on. Get it all out. Okay, get all the justifications out as to why she was going to fail. She not having much money. She used that as well. Even though she's 4 or 5 stone overweight, so she's got the money for the food. Pure and simple. It's the truth. Okay, that will annoy a lot of people. Okay. I don't really think I can afford it. Well, you can afford 2,000 calories per day more than you should be eating. Imagine that when I say that to people. So I said, hey, Julie, what is it exactly that you're afraid of? I said, I already know exactly what it is that you're afraid of. But if we're going to work together, I need to hear it from you. Okay? This was her reply. I'm scared of paying the money and not being able to do it because of, and then listed them all again. I'm not very good at using my phone. I don't drive. I'm bipolar. I'm a fussy eater. I don't like cooking. Okay. And again, so I went back and I said, all it is exactly what you said at the start. Again, it's just another smokescreen. You're scared you're going to fail. Okay. The only way you can fail is by not doing the work. What you are looking for is certainty. Okay. Like, don't disrespect me and my coaching and my plan in regards to whether it works or not, because that's proven time and time again, isn't it? The only variable is the client, and that comes down to whether they do the work. And I said, you can use Facebook. Okay, you're doing pretty well with Facebook, so drop it with the phone excuse and the technology, because MyFitnessPal is easier to use than Facebook, but Facebook's currently more important to you, so you use it every day. I said, how about, have you thought about maybe learning to cook? And if you practice cooking rather than just saying, I'm not good at it, then you might get better at it and start to enjoy it and make healthier food choices. Okay? Again, it's all just a massive smokescreen, isn't it? And it just continued and continued and continued to the level where she's not here, because obviously I wouldn't be discussing it if she was. She came up with all those excuses again, and I said, you're just looking for me, the certainty that it's going to fail, and I can't give you that. But when you can give me certainty that you're ready to start practicing things that you're not good at until you become better at them, then I will consider taking you on as a client. Okay? And she obviously didn't reply. So, but that summarizes how our heads work. Okay? We want, how often have you ummed and ahed about signing up for a course? It's not because you don't want to do the course. Okay? It's because you're worried whether you're going to get a payoff or not. It's as simple as that. And the sooner we start to realize that certainty doesn't exist, you will all truly start to move forward and achieve your wildest dreams. Okay? It's as simple as that. And that's what this whole week has been leading up to. Okay? So not even tomorrow is certain, is it? Think about lockdown. Who knew that was going to happen? Okay? Think about redundancy. Think about people who have lost their jobs. Think about illness. I didn't know I was going to wake up feeling ill this morning. Think about death. Many of us have dealt with that in the last 12 months. Okay? Nothing is certain, not even tomorrow. But I'll tell you what is certain. Okay? Is that your entire success is down to learning to handle uncertainty. Okay, so the question that I want to ask you guys, and I'm just going to try and go and clear my nose quickly, if you don't mind. Make sure, comment #replay if you're watching on replay. Make sure we comment that was epic at the end if we watched till the end. But I want you to comment below. So based on that, so how do we handle uncertainty? That's what I want you guys to. That's what I want you to answer. I'm literally going to be 2 minutes. You guys get up and stretch your legs as well. I've been on 35 minutes. Have a think. Drop it in the comments. How do we handle uncertainty? How do we start to get a better handle on uncertainty and dealing with uncertainty? I'll be 2 minutes. Back once again. So, okay, embrace it. Embrace it. So, Sarah just tuning in. We're discussing how do we learn to cope with uncertainty, because it's what your entire life success is down to. Okay, so yeah, you're partly right. Live in the moment and focus on what we can do right now. Win fallacy, what's important now? That is important. That's why meditation is great, because it stops you thinking about the past or the future. That's also why I've just seen, remind me, because I've just obviously seen Frankie and Alfie. They've gone downstairs now. That's why dogs are so pleased to see you when they get in, because they're not thinking about what you did earlier when you kicked them out for being a pain in the arse and shouted at them because they knocked a drink over. They're not thinking about later on in the day. They're just thinking about there and then. They don't have that prefrontal cortex, so they just live in the moment. That's why your dog's always so pleased to see you. So that is one way. Embrace it and go with the flow. Yeah, that's one way. Understand it and accept that we can't control everything is one way. Georgina, nor do I. So that's in regards to that. Okay, so yeah, kind of, but it builds into what I said yesterday. Okay, the way we deal with it is we have to see both sides very clearly. Okay, and I'm going to use myself as an example here, because with my nose, you guys who've been here a while will know. Those of you who won't. So I'll go through it quickly. I've been waiting for an operation for about 2 years now. Struggled with it all my life, and after some X-rays and cameras and all sorts, they finally figured out that there's where I've broken my nose playing rugby, the bone has collapsed and healed like that. Okay, that's why I can't breathe. It's nothing to do with sinuses. It's nothing to do with asthma. It's nothing. I've had every Beckinase spray, inhaler, everything. You can see it's slightly misshaped on that side as well. And they've finally said, I can't even remember how long ago it was. 6 weeks ago, 6, 7 weeks ago, when I was doing the marathons. Right, got the cameras up. We know what it is, and it's a lot more difficult operation than we originally thought. Okay, their first surgeon just went, "Oh yeah, it's a deviated septum. No problem at all. We'll get you in, get it sorted." And the second surgeon went, "Holy shit, I've never seen anything like that in my life before." Got rushed to a camera room. Pretty not very nice experience. And then after coming home, after all that time of all I wanted was this nose operation, when I've been given some of the downsides that I could end up with a constant whistling in my nose and I could slightly, my face could collapse there and I would have to have a little bit of surgery afterwards. And that also has to have a metal plate in while it's healing that then has to be taken out, because if it doesn't, it could just heal the same way again. I started questioning whether I was going to have the operation or not. Now, prior to that, prior to there being any uncertainty, think about it, I hadn't. I was moaning every day. I just need this operation, need this operation, need the operation. Offered the operation, but there's a couple of setbacks. All of a sudden, my head spiraled. There was a point when I wasn't even, now I've changed it through this coaching, okay? I'm 100% having it done. There's no chance of me not having it done. And I've dealt with that uncertainty, okay? And I'll tell you how. It's exactly the same as everything I've been talking about for the last 3 days. You have to see both sides. You have to see the pain side and you have to see the pleasure side. Pain, saggy ass. Pain, squats. Pleasure, pert booty. Okay? Pain, can't breathe, can't sleep, underperforming at rugby. Pain, operation, danger, uncertainty, potential drawbacks. Pleasure, can breathe properly for the rest of my life, stop wearing these stupid freaking nose strips. Okay? But what most people want, and this is where we all go wrong, okay? We live in this fantasy land where we want the pleasure without the pain. So I want the nose fixed, but I don't want the operation and the potential setbacks and to not be able to train for 2 weeks, okay? I want the world-class arse, but I can't be asked to squat, do glute bridges, go to the gym, eat right, or do progressive overload, okay? I want to lose weight, but I can't be bothered tracking food. I want to start thinking more positively and my mental health to feel better, but I'm not willing to watch any of the fucking videos that I'm paying to watch every single day, okay? That's the fantasy land where we live. And that's what we need to change, because it doesn't exist, guys, okay? And that is the number one reason, wipe the last 3 days out altogether, why we procrastinate. It's like a 3-hour mission that to get to 1 point over the last 3 days. Okay? That's why we procrastinate. Pure and simple. Okay? Because we want the perceived results without the pain. And that does not exist. There's no heads without a tails. There's no positive without negative. There's no happy without sad. It does not exist. There's no rich without poor. There's no high energy without low energy. It simply doesn't exist. But what we all are led into believing is that we just want the good side all the fucking time without doing the hard side, or without even acknowledging that it exists, okay? Drop me some yeses if this is making sense, because this is when it kicks in for me. My energy's picked up now because it were quite hard mentally for me to get to this point and remember it all. But now I am. That's why I've become more fired up about it. You can see it straight in my persona. But that's why we procrastinate, okay? Because there's the perceived pleasure, okay? The results, the success, the care, the affection, the attention, the promise, okay? But there's no certainty of it. And that's why we procrastinate. Alfie's come to say hello. Hey, Alf. If we knew, if I knew that things were going to happen perfectly and we were going to get the results, the success, the acknowledgement, the love, the affection, the attention, listening to me, like, oh no, Dad, you're boring. Then we just wouldn't even consider not doing it. If there was no uncertainty, we'd just do it. If I knew I was going to go and squat for 6 months and get Michelle Lewin's ass, I'd just do it. But I'm not sure I'm going to get it. So I'm worried that I'm going to go and squat for 6 months and get nothing. So I'll do nothing. Does that make sense? Think about it. If I said now, Michelle Claire Ridley, I can guarantee you a world-class fitness model's body in 6 months if you do X and pay me X, £3,000 plus, but I guarantee it, okay? Would you even have 1% of doubt? Okay? Melissa Hall, if I'd said you could be where you are at now when you started, and I could guarantee it with real and absolute certainty that you were going to get a payoff and a reward on your money, would we have had those conversations at the start? Would you even have considered it? Okay? Matt Bingham, if I'd have said you could run a marathon, guarantee that you're going to finish it. Okay? Guarantee you, buddy. All you need to do is X, Y, and Z. And pay me this. And I can guarantee you that result. Would you have had any doubt? Zero. Okay? Zero. Absolutely zero. Okay? Ladies, again, I know this is definitely what some of you were angling at yesterday. And as I said, it's happened to me. I've been cheated on in relationships. Think about the relationship. What are we looking for? Okay? What are we looking for to get into a relationship? Certainty that he's going to be the one. Certainty that he won't cheat. Certainty that it won't be another dickhead. Certainty that it's not going to be another fuckboy that you find 10 messages to other girls on his phone. Okay? Certainty that you're not going to get let down. It doesn't exist because you can't control it. So we have to see both sides. Okay? And listen to this now. This is when I wish I could have shared my iPad, but I'm not going to. In fact, no, I'm not. I can't figure out how to do it. Once we can see both sides, it's then learning the balance. Okay, so still wouldn't have believed it. Okay, his confidence and inner strength, Matthew, has come from doing the work. So even if I told him that he could run the marathon, he wouldn't have believed it. But he's done it through action. Okay, Melissa would never have even asked any of the questions if she'd have known she could do it. But here's the kicker. So we've got the perceived payoff, haven't we? Let's use Matt. We've got the perceived payoff, completing the marathon, feeling epic, being world class. And we've got the perceived pain. Going to have to do some work, training, put some hours in, eat better, stop drinking alcohol. Okay, those two things will always exist. Why we all screw up and procrastinate is because we want the perceived payoff without the perceived pain. Pure and simple. Okay, we try to make one exist and the other disappear. What we need to realize is that they will both always be there. So to any perceived payoff, there's always going to be a perceived pain. But if we can shift the balance, much like there will always be positive thoughts and there will always be negative thoughts. There will always be happy, there will always be sad. You can't be happy all the time and get rid of sad. There will always be focus and there will always be confusion. You can't be focused all the time and not confused. There will always be good days and bad days. One cannot exist without the other. Is this making sense? But the reason why we procrastinate is because we mentally search for the option, okay? The 100% good, zero chance of bad. Positive every day, zero chance of negative, okay? You can see it in the questions you guys ask all the time. How do I get rid of negative people? What's my reply all the time? You can't. Because without negative people, there's no positive people. Without pain, there's no pleasure. Without sadness, you'll never be happy. Okay? There will always be a balance, and we have to understand that there's always two sides. So there will always be certainty. And when you get that, that is when you will stop procrastinating. Okay? So how do we do it? This should be the moment when it's like an epiphany. Okay? So how do we do it? Okay? So what I want you to do now is grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, okay? And I want you to write the name of the task. Okay? Down on a piece of paper. What's the thing? Okay? What's the thing that you are procrastinating about? Okay, Michelle, I'm going to use pick up on what you said yesterday. Obviously, I don't know the personal situation, but based on what you said, I'm going to read between the lines just to use it as an example. It was relationship based. It was an issue with trust in men. I think all of you watching have probably got this, female and male. Okay, you've been let down, you've been hurt, you're struggling with trust, you don't want to get let down again. So the task would be learning to trust and love again from a heart that's full. Okay. Again, we could take it even really simpler. Let's do both, okay? So we've got a relationship option. We've got career option. So name of task, changing career, because I hate my job. And we've got name of task, fat loss. So you guys write yours down now. If you're watching on playback, you might want to pause this and go back, because I want to give it some really serious thought, okay? This is life-changing. Name of the task, fat loss, learning to trust in a relationship, again, open yourself up, and what did I say? Changing career. Fat loss, career, relationship, okay? That's the name of the task. Now, draw a line down the middle of the page, like that, okay? See the notes that I coach from now? I'm unique, put it that way, okay? So on the left-hand side, we've got payoffs, pleasure, positive, benefits, high value, okay? So in terms of fat loss, okay? So let's write them down. More energy, more confidence, more self-belief, better sex life, sleep better, feel more confident, better relationships, better role model, happiness, feel more positive, love going out, feel proud. Same, okay? Again, payoffs of a relationship, feel loved, loads of cuddles, great sex, happiness, contentness, sharing, someone to share your life with, okay? Career, less hours, more time, more money, more impact, less stress, leaving a toxic environment, focusing on something you love, having an impact, okay? They are all the perceived payoffs, positives, and benefits. Now, what you guys won't realise is this is what I mean by the balance, okay? Pain. So then on the left, we've got pain. negatives, fears, drawbacks. Okay, and that's how I have the graph. So the name of the task is fat loss. The positives we've got all up at the top, up here. That's where we need to, both sides will always be there. You cannot get rid of the pain, the negatives, the fears and the setbacks. That's what you're all trying to do. That's why you're procrastinating. That's what I do. That's why I procrastinate. Why wasn't I smashing the socials about my track? Fear, pain, negatives, fear of being judged, fear of being mocked. Okay? What were the potential payoffs? #1 record, massive increased income, improve Logan's life, pinnacle point in my musical career, hundreds of thousands of pounds, 6-figure record deal, progress, spending my time doing something I love, seeing how much you guys have got behind me and supported it. Okay, which one outweighs the other? That's why the negatives are at the bottom and the positives are at the top, and you can't get rid of them, but it's a shift. And you can do this for every single thing you're procrastinating on and struggling with. If you hate your job, is everyone still here? It keeps flicking off on my screen. Just drop me a comment. If you hate your job or your relationship, do this today. It's simple. You can't do it in your head. Screw that. You guys know by now you can't do that. That's where all your thoughts are. You can't organise thoughts. You have 2,500 of them per day and people are constantly trying to distract you. Another reason why you end up procrastinating. Okay? So write the task down or the thing. Might be a difficult conversation. Who needs to have a difficult conversation with their husband, wife, or fiance? Something you've been putting off. Something that's been weighing you down like a brick for months, maybe years. Okay? Who needs to probably change their job because they've been unhappy where they're working for months, possibly years? Who needs to change their diet and start training more because they've been unhappy for months, maybe years? Okay? All three for me. Not now, currently, in the past. Massively. Okay, but we need to know what the task is. And then we need to work out what are the perceived payoffs. Okay, so what were the perceived payoffs to leaving the relationship? What were the perceived payoffs to leaving the job? What were the perceived payoffs to getting in better shape and looking after myself and stopping drinking? Okay, and then also we still have to know what are the pain, the negatives and the drawbacks of doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go to the gym, gonna have to sacrifice a bit, have to stop drinking so much, might have to start hanging around with a few different people. Okay, it's gonna be scrappy. Leaving a job's never going to be easy, as we've said time and time again. Relationships and jobs, change is hard as F at the beginning, messy as F in the middle, and beautiful as F at the end. That is what change is. Okay, but because we can't handle the beginning and the middle, we'll never get to the end. So you'll avoid the difficult and the messy and stay in pain, never get to the beautiful. Okay, but you have, Matt again said it, didn't he? No pain, no gain. It's been written in fitness memes for as long as memes have been out. No pleasure without pain. That's the one that you never see. No pain, no gain is what they say. It's kind of right, but it's not, because you never see the other one. And this is why we procrastinate, because we think it's a one-way road. We have to be all positive, all focused, all happy, all good, all certain. Okay, and we refuse to accept that the other exists. But it's important that we know there's no pain without pleasure, but there's no pleasure without pain. That is what we are all looking for, and that is why we procrastinate. Pure and simple. All you need to be certain of is that you can handle uncertainty. Okay, strip away the emotion. Okay, look at the facts. Get clear on the payouts, the values, and the pleasure. Get clear on Fran Hamilton. I won't ever, these are never shared publicly. Get clear on the reasons why you should change career. Get clear on the reasons why you should open up to a new person in a relationship. Get clear on the reasons why you should do the exercise, okay? And then you're more likely to step into pain, okay? Because what happens after pain? What happens when we step into pain? What happens when we start to lean into it? What happens when we start to seek out discomfort? What happened this week when I started tagging 300 people every day and sharing the fuck out of my music every single day? What happened? Pleasure, success, progress. Okay? But we procrastinate when we can only see the pain. Okay? Peter, all you could see was the pain of that difficult conversation. Okay? You hadn't considered the payoff, so it just stopped you doing it. The payoff is you wish you'd done it 18 months ago, and you're the happiest you've ever fucking been in your entire life. But you were trying to see happiest you've ever been in your entire life without going through the pain of the difficult conversation. Okay? This is what we all look for as humans, the beautiful fantasy. The pleasure without the pain doesn't exist. You can't run a marathon, Matt, without going through an epic amount of pain. You know that. But how good did you feel at the end of it? Okay? You can't go through relationships without hard work, communication, good days and bad days. That doesn't exist. What we're all looking for is the perfect relationship where you never argue. I think me and that bicker. Of course we do. Okay? But the pleasure part outweighs the pain. And, you know, when we procrastinate when we can only see the pain of the thing we're putting off doing. Okay? Now, here's the real kicker. Before I wind up, because I've gone on too long again. I'm a bit slow today, sorry. When we procrastinate, we can only see the pain of the thing that we're putting off. Okay? So you can only see, Peter, you could only see the pain of that difficult conversation. Okay? And here's the bit you're not considering. And here's when the pain and pleasure comes in again. It's not just the pain of the thing you're putting off. You also see and are focused on the pleasure of the thing that you are still doing instead. Why? Because your values are misaligned. I won't have the difficult conversation, but I'll carry on drinking the booze. I won't go to the gym, but I'll carry on eating the shit. I won't sort my life out, but I'll carry on sniffing the coke. I won't change my career, but I'll carry on moaning about how good it is, how bad it is. Okay, so we see the pain of what we're putting off, changing careers, difficult conversation, lifestyle changes. Okay, but then we also see the pleasure of staying the same, the parties, the boozing, the irresponsibility. Okay, and it's when our values are misaligned. Okay, that's when we self-depreciate. That's when we have no confidence. That's when we have no motivation. And, you know, what I want you to do, every one of you now, when you're watching this on playback, is to understand that we generally procrastinate when we're looking for certainty, but mostly when we can only see the pain of the thing we're putting off, but also when we're still attached to the thing, the pleasure that we're doing instead. Okay, so the thing that we need to know, and that's when the values are misaligned. That's when we self-depreciate. That's when you've got no vision, no goals, no energy, no focus, no drive, nothing. Okay, you're just doing nothing. Okay, so this is an epic training as well, and I want you to do it. I really want you guys to get involved. I don't know how many people will do it. Some of you might not. You don't even have to maybe say what the task is, but in the comments, the thing that you're thinking about doing or not doing, or the thing that very often causes procrastination, or the action that you haven't yet taken, or that you're taking but you wish you took more, in the comments now, rattle off the payoffs and the reasons why you should do it. Okay, Michelle Ridley, list the reasons why you should get into a relationship. Matt, list the reasons why you should run a marathon. Peter, list the reasons why you should have had that difficult conversation 18 months ago. Okay, Stephen Regan, list the reasons why you should have joined me months ago. Okay, Sarah Hardy, list the reasons why you should start running to and from the gym every single day. Okay, Melissa Hall, list the reasons why you need to continue doing what you've done already and why you're achieving such amazing results. Okay, Roxanne Bingham, list the reasons why you need to stay on top of your mental health and the impact that it's had on your last few days. Okay, Jessica Fay, list the reasons why you need to start exercising more. Edie Booth, list the reasons why you need to start being more patient, working towards your goals, and understanding you need to have a rest day. Okay, go guys. Again, I can't go through everyone else because I know who's still here, but yeah, Georgina, Sarah, Stacey, Nick Lockerbie, Emma Bramley, anyone watching on payback. Okay, whatever the thing is that you're putting off doing, get a pen out. Don't care what anyone else, no one else is reading. Okay, no one else is interested in what you're putting. No one's probably even going to read the comments on this. This is for you. The thing that you need to do more of, that you are currently procrastinating from, list the F out of the reasons why you should be doing it and the payoffs. Okay, everything that you have to gain, not what you have to lose. Okay, because this is how we wind it up. You have to make everything smaller, just like I said in the overwhelm videos. Okay, look at look at the Jesus, look at the calm down, look at the writing the book scenario. How did I stop procrastinating writing my book? Okay, why will none of you ever write a book? Some of you may. Okay, because you made it too big. I'll procrastinate on writing a book. Do you think if I tried to write a full recipe, do you think if I tried to write July's recipe book in its entirety today, and I put that on my schedule now, so I've got to find 30, I've got to write 30 new recipes, find the artwork, write the copy, get it all sent off to the designer, all by 5 o'clock tonight. Do you think I'm going to end up procrastinating and filling my life with low value tasks because it seems like a mountain? But what about if I think I just need to do one more breakfast recipe by 2 o'clock today, get the artwork and get it sent off to Tom? And then I need to do that again each and every day till the end of the month. What do you think will come back to me a few days before the end of the month? A completed recipe book that I didn't procrastinate on because I broke it down into making it smaller. Okay, but yeah, go back to that. You know, again, it comes down to values. Okay, and the goal has to be linked to the payoff. When you understand the payoff, you shouldn't really need motivation. You shouldn't need an incentive. Okay, because you value it high enough. So that, again, the biggest thing now, we've hydrated your champs there and we know the reasons why you should do the thing that you're currently procrastinating on, and the payoffs and the things how we can understand that pain and pleasure are both there, but we need to focus on everything we have to gain and not what we have to lose, we're now in a position to stop procrastinating and move forward. What's the next things we need is we need to get clear on the vision. What is it that we want to achieve? Okay, what is it that's worth going through the pain for? And that's what you've started to do there. Okay, guys, gone over again, but yeah, that's all I've got again. So I hope that's been mega helpful. Let me just quickly have a look at the Q&A. Obviously we've done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, so there's no live training session tomorrow. I'll be back with the WAM on Monday, and then we'll have full hour coachings on Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Q&As. Okay, let's go. Anyone watching live, have you got any Q&As? Happy birthday, Sasty Danielle! And Ange, you're a legend for remembering. Again, guys, just flicking through the group here to get to the Q&As. I'm not going to comment on how many people did the journal this morning and how many people did the evening review last night. You know who you are. Get it done. I'm only saying it because I love you and I care about you and I want you to progress, and I don't want you to keep feeling the way you're feeling if it's a feeling of unhappiness. You've got to do the work, okay? Got to do the work. The mind is just like a muscle. Reps and reps and reps and reps. Okay, Sarah Kerrigan, over the last few days, I'm struggling to sleep and it's leaving me exhausted mentally in the day. I'm going to bed at 10:30, but I'm tossing and turning and then I wake up in the night too. I'm up at 6 a.m, do the stretches, journal for the day, feel okay, but by 10 a.m. I'm struggling, not being productive in my job, and all I'm looking at my journal for the day and struggling to even get my most important job done. Okay, you have to get that done first. I listen to self-development duly and usually get fired up, but then the last couple of days I'm hearing words and understanding them but struggling to put them into practice. Any advice on trying to get better sleep, or any other area I should be looking at? I'm writing this at 7:30 p.m, having just got home, and I know I need to do my workout now. I'll be honest, the thought of it isn't pleasing. Thanks for your honesty. I feel like I want to curl up and snooze, but I won't. Training's going on now and I'll put the work in. Sorry, sound like a Debbie Downer, but just reaching out for any advice. Okay, so my advice here would be do some learning and some understanding on sleep. So there's actually a book by Sean Stevenson, I believe. Let me check that. Called Sleep Smarter. Okay. Sean Stevenson, yeah, Sleep Smarter. It's incredible. Okay. It will change massively. Okay. Because it will help you to understand sleep. Now, what I slightly think here is it might be worth doing your training in the morning so that one, it's out of the way, two, it's done, and that you're less tired. So you're more tired at night, so you're more likely to go to bed earlier. In terms of the 10 a.m. dip, I would be looking at your nutrient timing, and I would want to be making sure that, let's say you were on 100 and 60 grams of carbs, that it was split into four 40-gram low GI meals. So one at 8 o'clock, one at 12 o'clock, one at 4 o'clock, maybe one at 8 o'clock, depending on how your day works. You could have a 3 hour gap, it's up to you. But you might be the case of you're getting really fired up, doing your journals, eating your food, and then 10 a.m. is when you actually need a meal and a coffee to kind of go through to the next one if you drink coffee. But I think training and getting to bed earlier might help. Some people train in the evening and they feel really tired afterwards and they can go straight to sleep. I would never train in an evening purely because I then won't sleep because I'm fired up. So I would try getting your training done earlier. It might be a little bit difficult to start with, but my goal then for you would be to get up, get training done as well as the stretches, have your first meal, make sure food's timed equally, be productive throughout the day, and then you've got nothing to worry about in the evening. So rather than could be a worry and a stress thing about training. So rather than getting in at 7:30, all you can do then is eat, turn your phone off, and just relax. Okay. Whereas it sounds like you've been kind of fired up until 9:30 at night, really. So I'm not surprised you can't sleep at 10:30. So I would switch it round. That would be my advice. Get training done in the morning. Make sure your phone's off at 8 o'clock and your plan is completed tomorrow. And then you've literally got 8 till 10 just to wind down, do some stretching if you want, have a nice relaxing bath, and doze off. Okay. That would be my advice on that one. Okay, but it's all slightly different on that. I would definitely recommend that audiobook because it will really help you get to grips with understanding sleep. Hi Lee, is it okay not to do my weights in supersets? Karen, e.g. I can lift more doing dumbbell shoulder press than I can doing lateral raise, which are in a set, but to save time changing the weight on my dumbbells, oh yeah, that would be a massive pain in the ass. All the time I do 3 sets press and then change 3 sets. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, no problem at all. Pros and cons to supersets and non-supersets. So it's, yeah, ComC, ComSci, that's fine. If you're messing around having to change the weights in between, it's not technically a superset anyway because it's superset, they're directly after each other. So continue doing as you're doing, that's absolutely fine. ED, had my rest day and felt great. However, I suffer from piriformis syndrome. Sometimes it comes back with a vengeance, so it's so bad I can't walk properly. Last time it lasted 3 weeks. Obviously I'm panicking because it's so debilitating. I have stretches that I can try and ease, but any other advice, or can you recommend any upper body cardio? Does cardio even exist without your legs? Swimming, but not really. But what I will recommend is let's just see quickly. Instagram. I think Alfie needs a wee. Just bear with me 1 second. Log in. I know if you go on to go on to Mofo Body Mechanic, which is Aaron's page. Everyone should be looking on this, to be fair. It's one of those things that I wish I had more time to do. So straight away, his first 3 videos: rotator cuff warm up, core stability myth, how to get rid of lower back pain, upright rows bad for shoulders, external rotation, how to fix plantar fasciitis, shin splints, how to fix them, crushing glute workouts, how often should you train glutes, tight IT bands, fixing pain, everything you need to do. Scroll through, I'm not going to keep reading them out and I'll put them up, but there's stuff for tight hamstrings, lower back stability, scoliosis testimonials, bulletproofing your lower back, ankle mobility for squats, and that would be one to look at. ED, killer hip openers, knee pain when you squat, how to fix a tight neck, spinal mobility. This guy is insane, but check out his page. I'm going to just share this one video. I would work on releasing this, Stacey, as well, which is called which is called a QL muscle. Has that gone in? But anything any of you guys are struggling with, okay, go through Aaron's page. I've just put it above ED. Can you see that all right? But what I would do is, I think I actually did this in my video. One of my videos. Just bear with me. I'm just flicking through to try and find it. Oh man, I wish I literally want to spend like a day on his Instagram. Another one, how you fix sciatica, which is a very similar thing. Yeah, that's the one, Matt. Basically, what he's doing in what I recommend as well is what he's doing in the one where he's put the killer back low release. Oh, here we go. Piriformis pain rehab. But what I do, I struggle with this, Stacey, as well. So they've got sciatica. Honestly, get on his Instagram. Sciatica. There we go. Piriformis pain rehab. What I do, Stacey, I've not got it up here, I don't think. So a rock hard massage ball, and I lie flat on my back, and I have it in my piriformis. Okay. So imagine I'm laid down flat, and I've got the ball, the massage ball here. So I'm laid flat on my back, and then I bring this knee over, and then I'll just rock into it. So imagine it's like a physio having his elbow in your piriformis, and he's just massaging it, releasing it, massaging it, releasing it. That is what will massively free you up of that pain. You can get them on eBay, they're only about £2. But just get the lay flat, get the massage ball on there. That might be enough to start with, that you're literally jumping through the ceiling. If it is, that's a very good sign that this is something that you need to be doing 2-3 times a day, because I can do it virtually pain-free if I do it every day. When I stop doing it, the tension, the pain, the tightness all builds up. So we'll literally lean into it and just think of it like the ball is like a physio, got his elbow in your piriformis, and he's just getting all the knots out, loosening it up. Okay, that combined with stretching your hip flexors in that area will completely solve and fix that problem. Again, so I hope that's been helpful. I think that's all the questions. But yeah, that will hugely. I'll do a super quick video on that later and post it. Guys, I've waffled on. What a potato waffle that was. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been helpful. Have a great day. Do a really fast live Q&A in the morning, and then happy days. This will be the first week. You'll get the reminder for the WAM on Sunday morning, and also a reminder an hour before on Monday morning. So there's absolutely no excuse, is there, for us not to have a full house of pictures and accountability and doing what you said you would do. And let's take advantage of the program and the advice and the knowledge and the coaching that you're paying for. Take care, guys. Have an awesome day. I love you all.